2. Look, man, y'all already know what to do, man. Hit that subscribe button. Comment below, bro. But look, man, the dark side of American prep basketball, bro. I ain't even gonna lie.
In 2017, a group of teenage basketball players arrived from all across the world to 2017, a group of teenage basketball players arrived from all across the world to what they thought was their ticket to college stardom. It was a newly founded prep academy promising elite coaching and unlimited national exposure to college scouts. But once they got there, they found themselves living out of a converted garage and without sufficient food or hot water. Dreams were shattered, families' life savings were gone, and some even found themselves arrested and
Hold on, what? I never heard of
behind
this.
bars. Sadly, this wasn't an isolated event. This is the dark side of American prep basketball, where the pursuit of athletic excellence has opened the door to broken promises, corruption, and straight up fraud.
I know that coaches be luring good players to schools saying they gonna have all this and all that to get them to play, but I ain't know they was doing it like that. Hold on.
Now, prep academies weren't always like this. Schools like Montverde or Oak Hill Academy have been around for 100 years. During that time, they built their reputations first as prestigious academic institutions. Naturally, over decades and with access to funding, they developed elite athletic programs to go with it. And this produced NBA stars like D'Angelo Russell, Carmelo Anthony, and Kevin Durant. These schools became the gold.
Oak Hill, Montverde. Y'all think they was paying them players though? You think they was throwing them a little something on the side, 100K to their mama? 100K, you know what I'm saying? I thought it was, come on now.
Standard, offering proper facilities, elite coaching, a well-rounded education, and legitimate access to college recruitment. Of course, all of this at a price, sometimes upwards of $60,000 a year. But around 2000, everything started to change. The rise of the internet and social media meant that high school players could become overnight sensations by one viral clip. With that trend, basketball was becoming increasingly global, and the competition for these Division I scholarships was skyrocketing. On top of that, due to the NBA's recruiting cycle being mostly in the spring and summer, more and more attention was being placed on these summer basketball tournaments like AAU. College basketball recruiters were finding their guys at these AAU summer tournaments, making the traditional high school basketball season less and less relevant and more for just
I ain't
following.
gonna lie, now AAU getting nasty. I ain't gonna lie, I like AAU basketball, but it's getting nasty now. It ain't like the old AAU basketball back in the day. Antonio Blakeney, all them boys, you know what I'm saying? Dwayne Bacon.
With guys you already knew about. This caused players and families to look for other avenues outside of high school to get more exposure to college recruiting. Then in 2006, the popularity of basketball academies really began to take off with the formation of Findlay Prep in Henderson, Nevada. Founded by automotive millionaire Cliff Findlay, it made no qualms about the fact that this school was solely for developing elite basketball talent.
That man said, I am a car company owner. I don't care about no academics. All I care about is getting niggas to the league. I mess with him though. I like him.
It's nothing like any school.
PJ Washington came in there for show.
Cliff recruited the best players from all across the country and bought a house for them all to live under one roof. The education part of the school was secondary and was outsourced to a local private school, Henderson International. And technically the model worked. Findlay Prep won national championship after national championship and produced NBA stars.
Hold on, nigga, what? So nigga just created a high school, boom. How much money you need to do that? Somebody gotta let me know how much money you need to do that, because that is crazy.
Like Avery Bradley, Kelly Oubre, and Tristan Thompson. So the framework for these basketball factories was set, but not without skepticism.
The biggest storyline I'd say is that Findlay's not a real school. You know, our guys do what they want.
I thought it was going to be like a huge campus.
The high school is just us.
Regardless, Findlay Prep's success sparked a gold rush. Dozens of similar academies started sprouting up all across the country, promising the same formula: exposure, elite coaching, and a fast track to Division I basketball. But unsurprisingly, this new and unregulated market created a hotbed for fraud.
There are a lot of fly-by-night programs that's not accredited that, you know, can open up with a bag of money and say, hey, come here, an AAU program, and now let's go play a national schedule. So I get it.
Well, it's a pretty novel high school basketball concept. Shannon Forest Christian School will play host to something called the 22 Feet Basketball Academy. Their goal is to compete against the likes of Oak Hill Academy and other national powers and develop not only basketball players, but students in an area they found perfect.
In 2013, Mike Rawson founded a school by the name of 22 Feet Academy. It was going to follow the same model as Findlay Prep, housing all the players under one roof. And
they can't hoop though. Hold on, chat. I ain't trying to pause the video.
It was going to follow the same model as Findlay Prep.
Look at the squad. What is y'all winning? They like a bunch of, man, come on, man.
housing all the players under one roof and outsourcing the education. And with Mike Rawson being from the UK originally and a former EuroLeague agent, his vision was to not only recruit domestic talent, but international as well. In no time at all, 22 Feet Academy was going to rival the likes of Montverde or IMG Academy with its elite coaching staff and facilities. However, it would only take a few short years for the facade to come crashing down. Rawson's vision quickly faded when bills for equipment and other necessities were going unpaid. The converted garage that upwards of 10 players were living in at a time was
They was living in this gang? He didn't even get them boys a house. They was in a garage, nigga. 22 Feet Academy had them boys in the garage. Getting buckets, going back to the garage is crazy.
becoming vermin infested, and these promised upgraded facilities were nowhere to be found. The situation only grew worse when the authorities discovered that Rawson and his wife were running a visa fraud scheme. The consequences were devastating, including the arrest and deportation of Turkish player
Damn, Mamen Took. Them boys was scamming? I never heard this, bro. Why I never heard this? 22 Academy.
Mumin Tunk. The indictment stated that Rawson did not require regular school attendance, allowed students to take online courses in violation of their visas, and allowed them to transfer repeatedly without being properly sponsored on an updated Form I-20.
The Rawson duo was charged with defrauding the United States.
Nobody seemed to know all the other things that were going on underneath the surface. It seems to be the students that are the ones that are hurting right now.
Unfortunately, 22 Feet Academy isn't an anomaly. Across America, similar stories have been playing out. Unaccredited diploma mills churn out these fraudulent transcripts that often leave players ineligible to even play college basketball. Over and over again, we see these basketball factories closing without warning, leaving families without refunds and without many options. Even successful programs aren't immune. Even Finley Prep had to close its doors back in
Wow, hold on, Finley Prep will do 17 million players, then overnight the controversial program shut down. Dang, so you can't get a program and then hoop out? Like, what about Prolific Prep? Prolific Prep still around, ain't it? Oh, that's a school.
2019. The tragedy of the situation is it's not the 5-star recruits destined for the NBA that are suffering the most. It's the families that are betting everything on their child's dream. Parents draining savings accounts or taking out loans to pay tuition, desperate for that promised exposure to college scouts. Too often they're left with nothing but debt and disappointment, and sometimes for these international students, deportation. As competition for these college scholarships continues to intensify and international players increasingly vie for spots at American universities, the pressure on these young athletes and their families just continues to grow. And while there are still legitimate prep academies that continue to develop their talent the right way, the industry's dark side persists. It's all a cautionary tale of what happens when the dreams of a young athlete collide with corruption and unregulated greed. If you're considering going to a prep academy, do your research, check accreditation, talk with former students, and if
My
it
thing is, why would he doing scam fraud he can't make money off of basketball?
sounds too good to be true, it probably is. I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.
Yo, that's crazy. Let me know in the comments if y'all knew this already, bro. I know ball, but I don't. That's 22 Feet Academy. I didn't even heard of that, bro. They like they couldn't even hoop for real, bro. I don't even know why he even tried that, bro. What is he doing, bro? But look, man, like, comment, subscribe, bro. Y'all want to see more videos like this on my channel, bro? Let me know in the comments, bro. But this video was tough. I like this video. I like this kind of concept. Hey, his name, what's his dude name? I like this kind of concept, bro. I'm shouting this nigga out, man. Weston War, bro. This is a great video, my brother. I ain't gonna lie. But, hey, let me see y'all next, man. No cap.